And now it's time for Hobo Reviews with Willie B.A. Hobo. Tonight's review, Sex Tape. Oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my whole life! Sex, and spoilers! There's this couple named Jay and Annan who have sex all day and have sex all night because they like to do it. Hey, people, boy, this movie seems like it's up your neighborhood, mama. Oh boy, Cameron Diaz doing it. Yeah, he kind of gave it away there. Cameron Diaz plays Annie, mama. And so they get to do it and fuck around, mama. Except there's one teeny tiny problem. You don't get to see Cameron Diaz's boobies, mama. What? But this movie's rated R! Yeah, well, there's other reasons that made this movie rated R, mama. And they figured, well, since this is already rated R, let's avoid it going to triple X. And just keep the boobies out of the picture. So anyways, they do it a lot, and then she's pregnant and they have to get married. What a wonderful life. That's what happens when you don't have safe sex. Abstinence is key, people. And so then they give birth to 2 childs, and 10 years later, they can no longer do it like they once did, because kiddies and parenting are getting in the way. Oh, and jobs too. She writes a blog, and he does music. What a lovely life, mama. Meanwhile, the little girl seems like she's all doped up, mama. Maybe she's on the same stuff that I'm on, mama. And the boy is like a strict brainiac who doesn't like fun at all. At all. I mean, he's serious about his work. And he's a 4th grader, mama. So anyways, there's one day where the blog seems to be a hit and the music seems to be going well. So Jay and Annie get the kids to their grannies and they decide to rekindle their magic. In the form of a 3-hour sex tape. In which they go through all of the sex positions in the Joy of Sex book. See, it's amazing that iPad, mama, has enough storage to cover a 3-hour video. I believe that's physically impossible, mama. Hell, my freaking camera doesn't have enough storage to cover a 3-hour video, mama. Although maybe 20 if I felt like it. So anyways, they go through all the sex positions, except there's one teeny tiny problem. Jay does not delete the footage, and thus it spreads all over the internet. And after the 4th grade graduation party, someone texts Jay, although it's one of the parents' sons, not Jay and Eddie, but their friend's son, if you catch my drift, mama, texts him saying, I enjoyed the sex tape, which means it's out on the internet and on all over the place. All right, I mean, I get to see it. Well, you kind of need an iPad play, my boy. I don't have an iPad with guacamole. Oh, will you line up, Playboy? Good Lord. Look at the bright side. I need to get to see it on the internet. Wait, it's on the internet? All right. Look. So anyways, it's on the internet and it's up to them to try and delete it from the internet. No! I must save it! No, you don't have to save it, Playboy. You've already experienced it. So anyways, they go to Rob Lowe. And no, he doesn't play the bad guy this time. He plays a cheeky person responsible for the blog trying to go public. And so Annie tries to lure him into cocaine. So that way Jay can go and delete the footage. Except that Rob Lowe doesn't have the footage. He just has an iPad, which he had it downloaded probably. Oh, and did I mention that the mailman has this one too? No, seriously, that's what she does to him every time he says mailman. Mailman. So anyways, he tries to get the footage, except there's a ravenous dog that gets in the way. And so he has to chase him all the way to the treadmill, speed up the treadmill, and then what does the dog do? Into the wall. And presumably dead. And so Jay has to figure out how to do CPR to try and revive the dog, or else he'll seem suspicious. So he contacts Siri and says, Siri, how do you do CPR on a dog? No, seriously, it kind of sounds like they edited the dog part at the end there. But seriously, Siri? Why would Siri know that? Siri doesn't know shit, mama. Now, if you did Google Voice, that would have been a completely different story. Google Voice would have told you how to do CPR on a dog. Of course, this is all moot because the dog ultimately revives itself and goes after Jay again. And they both go falling off the freaking window, mama. And then they ultimately get away and run into the site and the computers and the CPU responsible for the website YouPorn, which is like a porn version of YouTube. It's YouTube, but with porn. Hey, Playmobil boy, that might be your alley. Oh boy, YouPorn with guacamole. Yes. God damn it, Willie, stop encouraging him. I'm sorry, Commander Mazaner. I'm just trying to make him happy since this is kind of his alley. So anyways, they decide to go to YouPorn, destroy all the computer and technological equipment, and guess who runs into them? The owner of YouPorn, played by Jack Black. And by golly, does he remind you of George Carlin, because he swears a lot, kind of like him. It's like every other word. What the fuck are you fucking doing with my fucking computer, motherfucker? No, seriously, that's what he pretty much says in that one. Jay and Annie explain the situation. All is forgiven, except for the fact that they owed that guy $15,000. What the fuck? $15,000? I can get a car for that amount. And the footage is deleted, except that the son of the parents, who are buddies with Jay and Annie, have the last footage. And they sneak it into Jay and Annie's son's computer, because he also has footage of the 4th grade graduation that he's about to go. But Jay thinks it's going to be the sex tape. So he jumps on the balcony and hurts himself. And it wasn't the sex tape, it was the 4th grade graduation. So pretty much he got hurt for nothing. But they destroyed the last footage anyhow. But not before they get to relive it. Kind of like The Hangover, mama. When they relived all that party and stuff, which led to the adventure that they're on. That kind of is the same thing with sex tape, mama. Although I have something to say about this. I too made a sex tape once. And by golly, is it going to be a hit. Just like Jay and Annie's voice. I, for one, love this movie because, well, it's got sex, it's got action, it's got Cameron Diaz naked. Although I do recommend that they do the boobies next time. I mean, come on. If it's rated R, you might as well show the boobies at that point, mama. I don't know why you wouldn't do the boobies, mama. But in anyhow, their sex tape was a success. And I bet mine will be once I get one teeny tiny thing. This is Willie B.A. Hobo saying... Charge! You got charged! Come on up and dial, will you? Come on, sing! Come on! I need the money so I can make my sex tape ahead! It's Playboy, my boy, doing his sexum! What? You did me! Of course I did it, mama!